Good morning. Welcome. It's Grandma's World. Hello. Welcome to the live. Thanks for tuning in. It's still pretty early. I'm just sitting out, soaking up some sun, chilling, relaxing. Decided to go live and wanted to see who was going to come in. It says, told y'all on Tanya's live the other night that I would be here. How are you today? I'm doing fine. Thank you for tuning in. I'm just sitting out, just relaxing, enjoying the morning. Just trying to see how my day is going to get started. First of all, I got up this morning, so that was, a blessing right there. Hello, Crystal. It says, good morning from Atlanta. How are you? It's raining up here. It's not raining where I'm at, so the sun is coming out. Um, I'm just sitting out relaxing, just thinking, meditating, if that's what you want to call it. Um, Taking it easy and just relaxing. And I had my phone and I thought, well, let me go ahead and turn my phone on and see if anybody would shine in. Working on some content and some videos, and that's about it. Glad you guys enjoying watching the videos and all the bloopers and all that good stuff. So, and I appreciate all the support. So, what do you guys have going on today? Anybody like gonna barbecue, get out and go for a walk? Anything particular you guys got planned for today? Like you, Crystal, Grandma's World. Like right now, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm just gonna relax. It's so beautiful. Once I get done, I'm going to go for a long walk later on. Probably go to the store. I have to pick up some things. That's about it. Delmore Loop, good morning. Welcome, welcome. We're just here chit-chatting. It says Rick. It says pretty auntie. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much. Just meal prepping. Okay, it's grandma. So what do you meal prep for the whole for the entire week? Or what? Meal prepping is real good. It helps you out. Yeah. I'm trying to stay hydrated because it's like, once I start, well, I'm going to put this up, but I just got this while I'm sitting at the bench. I filled this up like a couple times throughout the day. And then I just, I drink on this. This is the way I get my water in. I fill this up with ice and then I fill it up with water. And I drink off of it, sip off it throughout the day. And it actually helped me to get my water in. So, yeah. It says, dang, that's a big cup. Yeah, it's a big cup. Yes, it is. It says, no, I'm just relaxing, just finished house chore. A lot of people is doing that. Pretty Butterfly, welcome. Thanks for joining in. We was just chit-chatting, everybody talking about what they're going to do today. Like I said, I'm going to go walking a little bit later on. That's really about it. Probably, or try to see what my daughter is doing. Her and family, see what they got going on, and that's about it. It's just one of those days. Normally on a Sunday before, when I was running local and stuff, used to be a member of a church, used to be able to get into church every Sunday, but I'm not gonna go into the church thing. But the last time that I went to church, I won't mention the church that I was, I was affiliated with. Churches have changed so much, and when I was in church, it didn't even feel like church. I didn't feel, it was just, compared to coming up, what I was used to, church has definitely changed. And I have visited a few churches in between, even with being on the road. I have literally parked my rig, because I got so used to being in church every Sunday. I would literally park my rig somewhere, and if I had to walk, if the church was like a half an hour, I would just always carry church clothes, and then I would just walk. And I go in some of the churches, and then I'm like, wow, it's definitely has changed. Church ain't what it used to be. So I'll leave it at that. So that's what I was thinking before I had went live. I said, a lot of people is probably at church or with their family. A lot of people probably gonna barbecue today. But then, like you said, it's raining up there in where you're at up there in Georgia. So yeah. So I'm working on some content, you guys. I'm going to put out some more videos soon. Hope you guys are still enjoying that collab of the video with me and Tone. I know I read some of them comments. It said people were saying she liked to run her mouth. Yeah, if y'all know me, Yolanda loves to talk. I love to talk. In every video, I'm gonna be talking, talking, talking. Delmar Loop. It says, yeah, I know what you mean about the church, not the same. I do my own church. You know what? Really, that's how it's got to be. A lot of people is changing up with the church thing. There's still some good smaller churches that you can find out there, but it's very hard to find them. I think a lot of them might be in the South. I'm talking about the good old fashioned churches where all the mothers bust out and they start singing Amazing Grace. Just, you can feel the spirit. It's all lit up. So yeah, Chrissy, good morning, sweetheart. How are you? I'm glad you're able to join. We haven't too long been in here. I'm gonna be on here a few minutes. Like I said, it's still early. Well, at least where I'm at. Just was out relaxing, sitting around. Gonna get ready and go for a walk for a little bit, Chrissy. And we were just talking about church. Well, at least I was. And then I was discussing on how that video that me and Tone, Yo Man, when we did that collab, there was a few people in there saying how I love to run my mouth. And I was telling them, yeah, I like to run my mouth, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, Tony likes to talk a lot too. Now, he might not be talking on that camera to y'all, telling y'all those stories, but Tony be running his mouth for real, outside of that camera. Y'all think I can talk. He be up in them stores and all over the place talking nothing but purity, S-H-I-T. It says Delmar Loop. It says talking is good. Yeah, I guess you can say I have the gift for to gab. Chrissy, it says that's what I love about you. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, since I was a child, as far as back I can remember, even in school, everybody always said, oh, because when I went to school, there was another Yolanda. So in order for even though our last names, but everybody said, oh, Yolanda this. And they said, oh, you talking about the Yolanda like to talk and run her mouth all the time? I've heard those type of rumors, Jobs, my boss. I'd be on the phone with my boss talking about loads. She'd be like, Yolanda. She said, I don't mean to cut you off, sweetheart. She said, but I have to go. Yeah, so that's how it is. Hello, riding along with Dan. How are you doing this morning? So you guys get a chance, go over there, check out my buddy riding along with Dan. It says, I also like to talk. Good morning. Oh, yes, Dan, I love to run my mouth. Love, love, love that. I've run into a few people that like to talk. And matter of fact, when I get out to Kansas, there's one of our planners that I can go in and talk to her. She can out-talk me. And when I go in the office to see her, oh my gosh, I just be listening to her and I be like, is this what I really sound like? She just be da 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 da. And then her boss have to walk over to her and tell her, hey, it's time. Y'all gotta, cut it. You got loads. Yolanda, we're gonna have to talk to you another time. And they just start laughing. It's hilarious. I think I've met a couple of people that can out-talk me. Beyond that, I don't think nobody can keep up with me. I know there's a rapper. I forget the name of that rapper. If anybody in the comment, there's a rapper that raps real fast. They said he's one of the fastest rappers in the world. I can picture him, but they said that he also talks a lot too, outside of rapping. Let me check back. Okay, let me see. I'm scrolling back. I also like to talk. Good morning. Grandma says, well, that's a good thing. A content creator should like to talk. It's Grandma Worlds. You're absolutely correct. There's a lot of content creator, they don't like to talk, especially like myself. I've even seen lives when they go in and they don't say anything. They just, they just there. So hey, it's like that is. It says, Chris, this is when I have Zooms, they say the same about me, LOL. Yeah, some people love to. Delmar Loop, laugh out loud. We can go for hours in a Zoom. Yeah, that's how it is. Right along with Dan. It says, on your YouTube, you need to be able to tell stories on your YouTube. That's what it's all about. Yes, Dan, I love telling stories, talking, especially when the audience and people are engaging in and out. That's my thing. Delmar Loop. Oh, Twister. You're absolutely right, Delmar Loop. Twister. So for you guys don't know, some do, some don't. Twister. You can see Delmar Loop. He is a rapper. He is. If you guys ever listen, if you don't know who Twister is, Google him and listen to one of his songs. He's classified as the fastest rapper in the world. But they also say there's times he talk fast and they say he talk a lot too. So me and Twister probably would hit it off with him, with the fast talking. So yeah, I couldn't think of him, but that's his name, Twister. So riding along with Dan. Yes, I am. I'm at home. Well, not in the house. I'm out because I'm getting ready to walk. And I have to interview 2 more drivers, and I have to do another video. And and one of the drivers run locally, and he'll be coming in soon, so you guys will be seeing that. And so that's what I do. I don't live far. Once I get in where I park my truck at, I come in and I go back and forth, especially since I've been doing a YouTube channel. So I'm enjoying myself. I might go live later on with my son-in-law if he fire up the grill. I will go over to my daughter, my in-laws. I'm still connected with my husband's family, so they live in Grand Prairie. That's about a 30-minute drive or so from where I drive. So I'll just be all over the place. Might hit the flea market. We have a flea market that we go to. But beyond that, right now, I'm still early. It's still early. I have 2 grandkids that are out here, so I'll, figure out what they want to do. And I just slow go with it. So Dan, I know you're going on vacation. I seen that you're heading out, next Sunday? I bet you can't wait. You just got to get through the rest of the week, huh? You and the wife and the son, and I think your mother-in-law is going too. The entire family is going to be gone. What you say, about 8 days, Dan? Right along with Dan? It says Chrissy H. Yeah, I love the flea markets too. Out in Texas, we have a place that is called Traders Village. So anybody that's on here that's from Texas know, over in the Grand Prairie area, which is where I'm at, we have Traders Village. It can get pretty crowded, but I'm still debating on how hot it gets. If I go there, I might turn on the camera. You definitely want to have an umbrella when you're at that flea market because it is pretty hot. Delmar Loop, yes, it's called the Traders Village. And anybody that's in here that's from Texas, they know about Traders Village. And then they have another one too in Ohio. In Ohio, it's called Traders World in Ohio. So right along with Dan's, it says, 8 days, can't wait, no garbage. I know that's right, Dan. What'd you say? You're done with that garbage, huh? Yeah. Yeah, for you guys don't know, if you go over right along with Dan, he is a good guy. He put out some awesome videos. I mean, he's just cool around fella. He did a collab with another gentleman that works for a different company. And he's always supporting me. He shouted me out. If you go look at his posts, he shouted me out. Hey, Yolanda. And me and him want to try to get together and see what we can do one day. And he can talk about the trash side and I can talk about the regular side. He used to drive 18 wheels too. And he's up there in Jersey, up in the Jersey, New York. It's pretty tough up in that area. And me and him was on his live. I think it was yesterday. Dan, forgive me. Sometimes I be confused. It was either yesterday or the day before. We were on his live, and we were talking about that up in the New York and the New Jersey, all up in that area, East Coast. It's just not made for 18 wheels. And like Dan was saying, it's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense, for real. Chrissy H, it says in Michigan, the one I go to is inside. Yeah, Chrissy, they do have a few of them that's inside. I know we used to go to a lot of them in St. Louis. They have a lot of them inside too. You can't hardly find too many flea markets no more with it inside, especially when it's hot like this. And, in Texas, it can get tough. And you can go to those flea markets and you might not even stay out there all day because it's so hot. The humidity, the sun just beam on you like the sun is just attacking you. They say the sun is good, but that gets a little bit, it gets deep. And I don't mind if you can see I got a little bit tan going on. I need a little bit more sun, so I'm cool. And you know what? I probably before I head back out, I'll probably get to these gray hairs too, just as well. A lot of people say, oh, leave them alone. But boy, I'm looking at these videos and boy, these gray hairs. And I'm getting them all around the edge, all of that gray hair. I'm not really getting it nowhere else, if you can see. They're just popping around right there in the edge part. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do there, but it's all good. So I was thinking about doing it, and that's if I feel like. And then I might just continue on. Because then that's going to be an all-day job. If I do my hair, it's going to take me forever to twist it. But I am not feeling these gray hairs at all. And it's just right around here. Like, what is the deal with the edge? So, yeah. So I might do that, though. But, yeah. Delmar Loop. Let me see. It says, leave the gray hairs alone. You know, everybody keeps saying, leave the gray hairs alone. Chrissy H says, me too, Chrissy H. It says, it looks beautiful on you. I appreciate that. You know, I keep hearing that, but like I seen yesterday, I was talking to this lady at the store, and she was saying, oh, I love your hair. She was talking about my locks, and I was saying, yeah, but the gray part, I'm getting tired of it. And she was saying, oh, that's wisdom, and oh, it's so beautiful, leave it like that. And I hear that. I'm thinking about it, y'all. I might have to do a vote on it, but I'm telling you, they're clowning. And see, then if I let it out, then my hair is going to be gray, and as it grows down, you know, my hair is kind of brownish, and it's kind of, I don't know, the sun has changed it. What color you guys think my hair is? It's like I got some grays actually mixed up in here. So I've been looking at it. So if you see, my hair is like a couple of colors. 3. So I got gray, brown, and like a brunette going on. And then see, I like to go in the sun with my locks. And the sun, now I always do this, but the sun has done a lot of this, believe it or not. Because when I do color my hair, I do the edges. This is from being in the sun. Yeah. Okay, Daryl Moore Loop. It said, yeah. It's going to look good. Oh, I appreciate that. It looks brown. Okay, it looks dark brown. Chrissy said it looks dark brown. Delmar Loop said it looks brown. Yeah, it's actually two colors, but you can't see it. It's like a half brown and a dark brown or whatever. I don't know, but that's what it is. I'll figure it out. So yeah. So like I said, I've been really appreciating all the support, all the love. My subscribers is going up. I try to pin people, put them up so they can get recognition. Christy, we've been over there on your page, seeing you got the video up, pretty cool. We know that you do Instagram, but a lot of people's been coming over there, I guess, showing you some love. You got some more subscribers, Christy. I see that. Hey, I hope they keep coming, and maybe you might put up more content one day, another video here and there. So that's pretty cool. Delmar Loop. It says, I'm gonna head out. Nice to see you. Enjoy your day. You too. Shine in anytime. Thanks for everybody that's taking time out of their day, especially on a Sunday morning, to stop by. Like I said, I'm not going to be on here very long myself. I'm going to see if a few more people shine in. And I got some stuff to do. I'm just waiting for everybody to get situated because I'm supposed to do a couple of interviews. And I'm not going to, it's a lot of people went out last night, I guess, partying or doing whatever. So a lot of these drivers, they be like, oh, meet me, oh, Yolanda, I'm going to go ahead and do it, and oh, let me get this together, and I'm going to grab breakfast, and I'm not hungry. So when I get up in the morning, like the one driver wanted to say, oh, well, we could just go ahead. He wanted to go live this morning. I'm not going to I'm not driving up to no IHOP. I'm sorry. If you listening, he know who he is. I told him, nope, I'm not about to do that. Do you know how crowded IHOP is on a Sunday morning? Dude, I am not going to no IHOP. But some people do and go live, but I'm not doing that. Chrissy said, I saw, thank you. Yes, Chrissy, sweetheart, no problem. And we're not forcing you to get a whole page and put up no more content, but hey, we won't be mad if you do. Went over there, we're gonna constantly show you love. So if you want to take your time, if you even want to post a picture of a piece of bubble gum and just put it up there, we're gonna come over there and we're gonna thumbs it up, we're gonna watch it, and we're gonna share it. So, but I don't have Instagram, Facebook, nor the only thing that I do is YouTube. Who else is coming in? It says Thomas. It says what you yapping about, don't come on here cursing, dude. What is your problem? What is the heck? See, now I got trolls coming in here, so I'm gonna have to knock some of these trolls out of here. Some Tommy, it says the F you yapping about. I'm definitely not a yapping about you, Tom. So let me see. Know that bubble tea, California straight. It says why you know like yeah. Some of these now I got trolls popping off up in here. California, California. Fried chicken. You know, I'm just, you know, like one thing that that I am picking up that Tony Yo Man says sometimes the trolls is cool, but says I'm not talking about you, California. It says I'm not a troll. No, I'm talking about the other person that came in there and said what the I'm yapping about. Like, how do you just enter somebody live? How about entering and saying good morning? How are you? And these, we talked about this the other day. These are grown people. Yes, some of them might be kids. Uh, I was in a girl's live the other night, a couple of days ago, and the trolls was just so unreal that I'm thinking there's some miserable people in this world. I mean, it's just mind blowing. The trolls to just come up in these lives. They just be on a whole level. So, hey, it's what it is. They can come on, and I got Chrissy. Chrissy is here, and Nikki is not here. So, a few of my people that deal with me is not here, but it's all good. I'll let them ride, but if they get too disrespectful, I'll start blocking them myself. So, yeah. Said hi. I agree. Yeah, Chrissy, you know, you go in some of these lives, and some of these people is just so far mile. It says, yeah, some people are insane. Welcome to the chat. Yes, they are miserable. A lot of times I try to ignore them. And sometimes, and then I be feeling bad for sometimes when I go in. I was watching this one girl, she was doing a mukbang, and she you know, they was just talking about her weight, they was calling her names, and it didn't even faze her. They was just all up in there just talking nothing but spat. And then I seen a few people that was commenting, they was saying she gets paid pretty good for that. So but you know, to me, all money ain't good money. If you're gonna come in there disrespecting me, calling me out of my name, just being so foul and so vulgar and stuff like that, I don't want that type of money. I don't want you as a subscriber. I don't want you. I just don't like that type of vibe. That's me. Some people it doesn't bother them. I try to let it slide, but after a while I'll be like, you know, it's like now I'm relaxing with the trees. I'm just trying to breathe in and just, you know, just relax and chill and just turn on my phone, go for a walk, go get my shower, go out, just enjoy the day and just taking some downtime. To me, that's energy that I don't want that type of energy. I want good energy. I want just stuff just gonna, you know, stress free, you know, just that's just how I roll. You know what I'm saying? But everybody don't like to roll that way. So hey, it's what it is. And I don't understand how some people can stand it because after a while, it's not even my page that I be on, and I start getting annoyed. Really do. So I just let them talk. And then when I get tired of it, I'll be like, no, I can't take this no more. So, you know, that's what it is, though. Yeah. But, you know, like I said, I hope everybody enjoyed their day. I don't know what all you all's planned. For those of you just came into the chat, like I said, we was just discussing. Probably going to go to the flea market. I'm supposed to do a couple more interviews. You guys look forward for... I think I might put out a video today. I don't know. We'll see how this live go. And I might put out one. I know I'm going to put out a short video. I like to put out my shorts. And I might do a regular video or I might do one tomorrow. Because I got a lot of... See, what I'm doing is... So when you guys see some of the videos, what I do is when I get in, I try to record and do what I can to have them, to put them out. Because when I'm on the road sometimes, I'm driving all day. And when I shut down, sometimes I can't do the content that I want to do. And then sometimes I can. It just varies. But I can do. You're always able to do more content when you're at home. Chrissy, it says, I love that. Yes, Chrissy, now that you say that, okay, I got some interviews. I got one with a driver. I'm not going to mention his name or say nothing. That's my boy. He's cool. I mean, I see him from time to time at the yard. I might post that video with him. We were rushing trying to get it done because he had stuff to do. I had stuff to do. We got together. We went and grabbed some food. He's kind of shy. He's not kind of shy, but he's good people. He's yeah. You'll have to see it. I might post that video today, so that'll be two videos that I put up. Or I might wait and post it tomorrow. But look for that. And then, like I said, I'm supposed to do a few more drivers and stuff. A lot of people love the interviews, but what I'm working on, Chrissy? I'm trying to get more females. A lot of the females that run, whether it's with my company or another company, a lot of the females run throughout the night. So they're sleeping all day. So that's why it's hard to get some of the females. It's hard. And I want to do more. I would like to do team interviews. How would you guys like if I did couples that run teams? Which that's another hard to do because with most companies, it's hard to find team drivers and it's hard to find solo females that are run by themselves. So yes, that would be awesome. Yeah, so that's what I might want to work on to do something like that. And if I can get more teams, more females, interviews, and then when I get in, I think I want to start cooking. I don't know if y'all want to see those videos, but until I find my niche here, exactly what I want to like focus on and do every day, it's just going to continue to be random stuff. Yeah. And with Tony, when we do our videos, it's really, really cool. That's why I'm trying to start to do more interviews. Me and Tony hook up. We do some good collabs together. Tony like to do his thing. And I know another driver just like Tony, even though Tony is not a driver. And me and him been trying to get together and do a collab, but our schedules. So I got some funny people that say, hey, interview me, Yolanda, interview me. A lot of drivers call me on the phone because we all connect like that. But sometimes when I get in, their schedule is different. Some of them is on the road. How does this Tom person keep getting in here? I think I've seen you on the Pornhub or shit. Boy, let me tell you something. I'm too goddamn old to be on anybody porn site. You ain't seen me on nobody porn. So will you stop coming in my live talking purity S-H-I-T? I don't even know what a porn hub or whatever the hell you even talking about, bro. And how does he keep getting in here? Like, see, those are the type of people like him that is just pure D, like twisted. Like he is literally just hanging around. He's already came in. He's already left a couple of things. And then he come back. Like, dude, go to somebody else. Go somewhere else and do that. Chrissy says, can you talk how women drive, practice safety? Cooking videos would be great. Maybe I could have a date laugh out loud. Okay, yeah, so I'll focus on some more stuff like that. When I do the cooking videos, the only time I can do the cooking videos is when I'm in on home time. That's it. Megatron, it says, bro, can I ask you permission to goon to you? I don't even understand what that said. To goon to you. And first of all, I'm not a bro. If I look like a bro to you, I do apologize. And see, that's another time why I pick certain times when I do my lives. You have so many trolls that it is so sickening. But a lot of people like the trolls. They said it brings them money. Myself, personally, I don't care for trolls because they are asked the dumbest thing. I was in a girl's live the other day, like I said, and a troll came in there. And let me tell you exactly what he asked her. He said, this is his words. He said, when women are different color, right? And I knew he mean a black woman and a white woman. Do you know this nutcase? Yes, I said a nutcase because he was actually a nutcase. This is the way I feel. Do you know we had the audacity to ask? He said, when we breastfeed, is our milk chocolate? And he was wondering about the white women. Of course, their milk is white. Is there anybody that does strawberry milk when you're breastfeeding? I was like, wow, really? So that's how you think. You think because we are black, that when we breastfeed, our milk is chocolate. And then their milk is white. So who letting out the strawberry milk? I'm curious about that one. Who? Okay, so you got the chocolate milk for all you breastfeeding women. For all the chocolate milk, you got the strawberry milk, and you got the white milk. Good Lord. So what next? We're going to have almond milk? I'm just curious. Bro was serious, though. He told me, no, I really want to know this. And I thought to myself, wow, dude, that people, boy, I can tell you some of the stuff these people be asking is just mind-blowing. And some of the other stuff he was asking, I'm not going to even go there. I'm not going to even go there, period. Yes, it's crazy, Chrissy. It says chocolate milk is better. See there? See you go. See, and then the funny part is if even some of them have so many pages, you will block them, they'll loop around, come right back with the same old drama. It's like, to me, trolling is another way of bullying. You know, bullies don't phase me. See, you're behind a camera and you bullying. The average person that's bullying on these internets, they will not do that, in your face. Because see, you been slipped up and came at the wrong person. I'm telling you, sweetheart. Yeah, it's cool how they love hiding and coming on these cameras and bullying. Half of these bullies would not approach, even if some of them are children. And that's one thing I'm trying to work on. I'm praying and said, oh, sweet Jesus, help me. I'm trying to come, like even when I did the collab with Tony, you had some people on there just talking purity, shit, just coming at us, talking wild stuff. And it's just frustrating. I'm working on that. I'm working on that, for real, for real. So Jimmy Dean, it said, hey, Yolanda. Hello, Jimmy, welcome. The mother trucker, LOL, trolls can be trolling on the internet because they simple can, Yolanda. Okay, what's up, Antonio? That's my boy, Antonio. He's one of the drivers that I'm going to try to do a collab with. But yeah, you're right about that. I do appreciate that, but it can get, you know, it gets frustrating after a while. I mean, you can deal with it for so long, but like when you're in a live, Antonio, and you are talking with people like me and Chrissy, we was just talking about flea markets. She was giving me on insights of stuff, good videos to do, like cooking. And then you got these trolls that are just bust in. And I know it's a part of social media because Antonio, this is one of my buddies, you guys, me and him talk a lot, like a lot of drivers. Some of my road dogs, we call each other road dogs. Some of them be here in the bushes is what I call. A lot of them don't say nothing. They watch, but they'll tell me, London, I'm not coming, but I watch all your videos, and that's okay. And I appreciate the ones that do say something, and or whatever the deal is. But like they keep telling me, you have to understand that's just how it is with the internet. And when you started doing the YouTube, it's something that you signed up for, and that's something that I'm working on. Yes, I did. I signed up for it. And it gets frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. I try to ignore it, and but that's why I try to go live at a certain time. I have been in some lives, and I tell you, some of those people up in there, that stuff that they be talking about is just mind blowing. They just take it to a whole nother level. So yeah. But like I say, what you got going on today, Antonio? You got anything special that you gonna do? You hanging out? You're gonna cook? Today will be a great day to barbecue, but I say you probably need to start barbecue now a little bit later on. Oh, you just gonna run some errands and stuff? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I have a few things to do like that too. I'm thinking about going to Trader's Village and checking it out, but I'm trying to figure out how hot it's gonna be. I haven't had anything to eat yet, and I'll probably end up going and because I want to try to find me a watermelon. Remember we was talking about the watermelons and I'm trying to find me a yellow one, and I want to get an orange one, and I want to slice it and cut it up, and maybe I can show everybody that. And a lot of people don't realize that they actually have, some people call it flesh yellow. I call it meat on the inside because it's yellow meat, red meat, and orange meat. And a lot of people don't know about orange watermelons. Some people know about yellow. But they do have three types of watermelons. They have a yellow one, we're talking about the inside is yellow, inside is red, and the inside is orange. So that's what I'm gonna try to see if I can find an orange one and a yellow one, and do that. And I'm debating, I might go to the flea market and I might not. But when I'm done with this live, I'm definitely gonna it says, hey Ness. Who is Ness? Who are you talking to, Sharky? You keep saying, hey, Ness. Explain exactly what you're talking about. I'm curious. Because you got a comment up there and it says, Ness, is that you? Who? No, my name is Yolanda. My name is not Ness. So who is that? Oh, I was saying sharky. That was snarky. Can you tell us who exactly are you talking about? Like, do I look like somebody Ness that you know? I'm curious. You keep coming in and you keep saying the same thing. You keep saying Ness, Ness. Is that you? If you look up there at the top, you can see my name is Yolanda, not Ness. Apologize for you, but no, it's not Ness. It's Yolanda. So, like I said, it's a beautiful morning, and that's why I wanted to get up earlier. Says Chrissy, I have left a positive comment on a page, and all the comments under my comments was racist or sexist. I deleted the comments because it was too much. This is why I rarely comment anymore on pages. Yes, I've done that too. I've done that too. Um, I went on a page that people have like attacked the content creator, maybe because of their weight or they don't like the content. And I'll say, oh, beautiful, or I like it or whatever. And then you got all the people that are come under you and just attack you and just say, stop lying, or that person needs to lose weight. They'll start attacking you because you left a good comment. It's like, why I can't leave a good comment? So I'm like you, Chrissy. Sometimes you got to be very careful. But just like with my page, y'all don't know. There's a lot of comments. Y'all read a lot of the comments. You think it's all good. I've had some foul people that have come on there. Lucky, I've been able to catch. Excuse me. There's a few of them I probably haven't been able to catch, but I got a few people that will call me or let me know, like if I'm rolling, hey, Yolanda, I just seen this and this coming. You might want to go on and, knock it out of the box, whatnot. But then, too, I want to thank YouTube. What you guys don't know is if you leave certain racist or nasty comments, see what you guys think, like say for instance, now live it's different, but Chrissy, say for instance you came to my page and see I'm not monitoring my page right now. You can come on there and say something really nasty and negative. But what you don't realize is you're the only one that's seeing the comment. It might look as though everybody else. See, a lot of people don't realize YouTube screens a lot of that. If you put like certain races, certain things will slip through the crack. But you better believe they will have the comment at whole. And every time you go back, you think other people are seeing that comment. No, you're the only person, sweetheart, that's seeing that comment. So for you all that are coming to people's pages, leaving all of these nasty comments, what you don't know is other people, sometimes, not all the time YouTube catches it, but the majority of the time they do. Or if you go to somebody's page and you have to be careful the way you word something, word it the wrong way, it's already in their system that it'll be there, but all of a sudden it'll just disappear. And sometimes YouTube won't catch it and they'll catch it, the whole comment will disappear. Yes. It says, oh, I didn't know that. Yes, I didn't know that either, but another YouTube was telling me, but not all the time they catch it, but sometimes they do, especially when you start getting racist and you start getting real sexist or just really foul. Now, like I said, there's pages I've been on and they've talked about somebody that maybe is, a larger person, got a weight problem. They really taking it there. I think that person wants all the comments there. And I think there's some way you can set it up that it's okay with them because I think they get paid like that. But I had one dude, I left the comment up. I know you guys seeing it. It's still up there. It's one of my videos when I was eating, because some of my videos, yeah, they make me look big, 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 but oh well, it's what it is. So he came over there, it is in one of my comments, and it says, oh no, earthquake. And I sent a LOL, and I said, oh no, you didn't have to come that hard with me. I was like, that was cold. And then I guess they thought I was gonna go back and forth with them. And then they came back and apologized and said I was nothing but nice to them, blah, blah, blah. They apologized and hey, it's all good. But that comment didn't bother me because he was just like saying that, oh, I guess he figured that I was this real big, huge person. He was like, earthquake? Like what? Like we're going to have an earthquake. And it was funny. I'm sorry. I liked the comment. I actually left it up because I thought it was hilarious. I'm still cracking up. I was like, no, he did not say earthquake. I was like, damn, am I that big to him? He was like, oh no, earthquake. It was hilarious. When I seen it, I just started cracking up. It actually made my day because it was funny as hell. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, so you will have some people that leave comments if you talk about like weight That doesn't bother me. I already know I got a scar on my face, if you guys was wondering. And it was a scar over the top of my eye too. I had surgery with it. So I'll tell you about that. So basically this scar, so and I got my dimple here. This used to be a full dimple over here. It's half of a dimple. If you see, I used to have two deep dimples. Long story short is you would have to see the pictures. When I was 3 years old, okay? For you guys was wondering, that's been years ago. Okay, I'm going on 58 years old. So I'm finna be 58. So long story short is, so yes, I went ahead and tell my age. It's no big deal. So at the end of the day, I had two dimples. So we had a dog, my uncle, we had a dog, a full-blooded German Shepherd. Um, so he was an older dog. And for you guys don't know, I love animals. Cats, dog, whatever. I don't have them, but I just, like I carry cat food, dog food, and I feed strays. I've just always been an animal lover. So I'm all up in the dog face. My uncle, he fed the dog. He strictly told me, I was a young child, hey, don't be around that dog. Don't mess with that dog. Because I guess, assuming, you plan all in the dog's plate. But I don't know if the dog wasn't trained well or just because he was old. Long story short, when I went to go reach in his plate as he was eating, he mauled me. You have to see the pictures. I'm not going to show the pictures. They're just really vicious. That dog tore my face up by the grace of God. Nothing but the grace of God that I survived that. My face, back then, you're talking about years ago, my grandmother obviously found a good team of doctors. At the time, I was down in Selma, Alabama. They said I had to be airlifted or taken to Birmingham or somewhere with a bigger hospital. It's a long story. And they started surgery on me. They said this scar now, if you look at it, the size, they say it was just boom. And I guess over the years, and the eye was hanging, they said they thought I was going to lose the eye. It's a long story behind it. I'm not going to go into all of that. But that's the story. I got bit by a dog. They shot, of course, they killed the dog. Hey, it's what it is. They claimed that they had to kill him because, of course, I guess he would attack other people. It's a long story behind it, but I'm just giving you a brief detail about it. So I've had surgery on that eye throughout the years. They said I had major surgeries. Apparently, there was a good team of surgeons even back then. And I'm surprised because back then you had a lot of, I'm not going to say segregation, but we ain't going to get it. It was a lot going on. For my grandmother, they said my grandmother was known and, with the property and, with her cattle and all this. Maybe back in the years, maybe I guess she was able to get everything taken care of. So between my grandmother, the team of doctors, and they were able to do a good job. If you were able to see the picture, this was all, and I guess they thought the scar was just going to be big, but it shrinked down. And it seems like as I get older, it gets smaller and smaller. But it did take away my dimple because there was a deep dimple there. The eye was reconstruction. It was taken care of, and they done a perfect job. And that scar, I just live with it. I just call it my beauty mark, and I'm okay with it. But in case I know people always, because I've heard people ask me, hey, who cut you? Were you in a gang? How did you get that scar? For those of you who don't know, that's how I got my scar. I was mauled by a dog. And by the grace of God, I made it. There's people been mauled by dogs, and they did not make it. I just seen the thing on the news the other day. A beautiful young sister was walking from the corner store where she lived at, and two I guess wild pit bulls, whatever. It's always pit bulls. They mauled her to death. And just something, when you get attacked by a dog, if you make it out, especially more than one dog, if you make it, that's nothing but the grace of God. Because I've seen so many stories where people have gotten mauled by dogs and they did not make it. Let me go back up. Chrissy says, oh, no, I didn't know that. Yeah, so because I know a lot of people been asking about the scar, but that's how I got the scar. I was mauled by a dog and then on the top of the eye, and yeah, that's the story. And I know, and I've never gotten to tell the story. There's a lot of stories I'll tell you in due time, but that is why I have the scar. It says, no way I would have never known. Yep. It says, in the life of Gay Blake. Oh, hello, Gay. Hello, sweetheart. Welcome to the live. It says, good morning, host and everyone in the chat. It says, Chrissy said, thank God. It says, Andela Kendrick. It says, mama, from all the bad things that happened to you, what's your favorite childhood memories that you can never forget? Oh, I got so many great childhood memories. I don't know if a lot of you guys know I am the only child, so my mother only was able to have one child. And I grew up with a cousin of mine, which is the only child. Her name is Charlene. And Charlene, if you're listening, she's in California. Um, there's so many great times, Christmases, my mother, let me tell you about my mother. First of all, my mother is a good mother. She did her best to raise, me, and it's just so many memories. I remember being in church every Sunday. Let me tell you about church. My mother kept me in church every Sunday, and my mother was on the usher board. And I don't know who don't go to church and know about the usher board. And every Sunday, we used to be there earlier than the people because my mother had to get herself together. My mother was really strict. My mama's name is Clara. She was really, really strict. And she always tell me when we go, she would always dress me up in these beautiful dresses. She would do my hair. I remember little bobby socks, my little Sunday shoes. My mother she always kept me fresh. And I remember going to church. She said she would always have me by the hand. She was like, "You come on up in here." And she used to sit me what they call on the mother's bench because she beat Urshan, and she was like, you gonna sit up here and you gonna listen to everybody, and don't you be clowning and cutting up. We're in the house of the Lord. Show him some respect. I just remember good times like that. I could just go back so many, but my best times was being in church with my mother, and I would just always sit up and watch her just, walking around in church, helping people out, handing out the fans. She just loved that job. And I remember being in the kitchen. My mother loved to cook. Seafood was her main thing. And I remember she would always go to this fish market. We're originally from California, and she loved a fish called buffalo fish. And we would go up there, and she knew the man that owned the fish market, and she always tell him cut it sideways. We'd go home, and well, you know, my father passed away, so my mother raised me, but I had a stepfather, and I will recognize him. May he rest in peace, and his name is Alvin. But we had so many memories. Cutting up watermelon. We had in our backyard, we had a plum tree. Me and my mother would go out there and pick all of them plums and put them in brown bags and just give them away to the kids in the neighborhood. Man, me and my mom, we had some good old times. I sure miss. My mother's not around anymore, but we had some good times, boy. She always would do my hair. I didn't go to a salon or nothing like that. She always like, you don't want everybody picking off in your hair. They'll make you bald headed. You got to be real. My mother was something else, boy. But she showed know the Lord. But I tell you, I can just go on and on and on. I remember, I'll tell you this story and I'll leave it on. I remember one time at Christmas. So my mother had to work. And she was working at the hospital back then. They used to work 12-hour shifts and stuff, right? So I was over at my cousin's house. And I was like, is my mama gonna get home? Because I want to go home because Santa Claus is not gonna bring me nothing, this, that, whatever. And I fell asleep over my cousin's house, right? And I woke up the next morning. My cousin celebrated Christmas. And I was so mad because my mother had to work, and she came in and she apologized. She gave me a hug. She got me and her, my stepfather, we headed on to the house. And I was just so like mad, like, Mama, you didn't let Santa Claus come in. And so, you know what she said? She said, baby, don't worry about it. She said, Santa Claus called me at work. He already told me he dropped all your stuff off. And when we got out of the car, when I got in, we walked into the front door. Oh my gosh, I can remember it like it was yesterday. It was just so over, because I would call myself mad at her. Man, my mother had that living room. I knew it now that I know it was my mother. At the time, I was thinking it was Santa Claus. My mother had that living room lit up like it was the 4th of July. You talking about a mountain bike. You talking about dolls, books, toys, clothes. I mean, the whole thing. And you talking about a blessing. I can go on with memories, some of the good things. She always cooked a meal. I didn't want for nothing. Didn't want for nothing by the grace of God. Had food to eat every day. Had a roof over my head. Had clean clothes. She made sure I went to school. Man, it's so many good memories. So, I can sit and share stories with you all the day about my mom and stuff. And then we had our time as me being a teen, being hard-headed, doing this, that, and another. But at the end of the day, that was my mama. And if you guys go to my older short videos all the way down at the bottom, and you'll see her. She got the little short hair. It's like my 3rd or 4th video that I put up, that's my mama. And it's in there that said, I always love my mama. That's me and her in there. If you go down to my short video, that is my beautiful mama. Her name is Claire, but yeah, may she rest in peace. She's no longer here, but hey, that was my boo. We went through a lot together, and I sure miss her. But you know, she's in a better place now. So let me go back to some of these comments. So as people asking, I can sit up and y'all know I run my mouth. I can talk about my mother all day long, all day long. My mother was a good mama. Okay. Okay. It says, what has your mom taught you that you would never forget till this day? The Bible. She taught me about the Lord. I can go on, but the main thing is my mother taught me about the man above. There's a higher power. I'm not, you got atheists, you got believers and non-believer. But my mother and my grandmother too, they actually, raised me in church, taught me the Bible, read me the Bible, whatever. Yeah. That's how I know the Lord, because of my mama. It's a lot of things. My mother, that list goes on. It ain't one thing in particular that my mother taught me that I never forget. I mean, she's telling me a lot of things. I know she's always told me, you treat people the way that you want them to treat you. She said, be kind. She said, be careful how you treat others, because karma is something else. She said, just remember, everybody get a turn. You got to be careful the way you treat people. It's a lot of things that I can remember that my mom has told me and taught me, and different things like that. It's just a long list of them. But at the end of the day, hey, the number one thing is she taught me the good book. So hey, the good book. Every day you get up, you got to thank the Lord, because I had a conversation with a driver that's a non-believer. He's an atheist, and I don't push religion on nobody. But I wasn't finna sit up there and go back and forth with him. He was telling me, you got up yourself, or your alarm clock. What God, or Jesus, me and him was. I'm like, dude, I am not finna go back and forth with you. Don't get mad because I believe. He told me believing in God is like, how did he say it? Let me see. Let me make sure I get this right. He said believing in God. He said, no, this is not how he said it. He said believing in God, or your so-called Jesus Christ or Lord, or whatever you guys want to call it. That's exactly what he said. He said it's like beating a dead horse. Those were his exact words. He said it's like, I was like, whoa, yeah. And he walked off. It was mind-blowing. He said, yeah, believing in you guys is God. He said, are you God, or you guys Lord, or Jesus Christ, whatever. He said it's like beating a dead horse. And I was just blown away. But I'm not mad at him, because everybody got their own beliefs. It's what it is. It says, in the life of Gay Blake, it says, where are you from, host? I am from Texas. It says, wonderful mom, thank you. Amen. That is so nice. Thank you. So sweet of your mom. Yes. And it says, that's a fact. Yeah. So, you got people that believe. Some people had good relationship with their mom, dad, or whatever. Everybody's got their own little thing that they want to say, or that they talk about. Everybody is different, And like I said, when I was a teen, I was rebellious, had my thing. My mom was still there. We still went back and forth with some things, it's what it is. And I'll share more about my story and the time with my mom and, my dad, my family. But, everything is not for internet. Some things I will share if I feel comfortable, and some things I won't. I've seen people get on the internet and tell all kind of stuff, and I'm like, whoa, I was watching a thing where a girl had got, she was getting molested. She said by her father. And her and another girl was in the comments going back and forth. They were of different races, and the one girl had the nerves to tell her that it didn't run in one culture, that it did, and they went back and forth, and the one girl was saying her mother knew. It was just heartbreaking. I guess somebody needed to hear that. I mean, I don't know. Some things is you can get real deep. And then I went in a live where a young lady was talking about she'd been married for 9 years, and she said her husband be raping her. And I never, I should have said, forgive me, right? I didn't mean that, forces or whatever. And I never heard, I didn't know you can get, you got to be careful what you say. I don't know if I would get in trouble for that. Well, I'm not going to say, we'll say RAP. You can't say certain things you cannot say. So, I shouldn't have said that, but it's too late. I didn't know that can happen with a spouse. So what I'm saying is she used that on her platform, and you should have seen the women that just swamped in there and, talked about that with their fiancés or their boyfriends or their husbands. And when you go in some of these lives, it is just mind blowing to hear some of the stuff that some of the people deal with. And you look at yourself and you say, wow, you think you're going through something. That's something my mom used to say. Listen to somebody else's story. She used to say that. She said you think you having it tough. You think you're dealing with challenges in your life. Listen to somebody else's story. My grandmother used to say that too. Somebody is always in a more worse position than what you are. You know? So it says, see, you have a nose ring. Yes, I have a nose ring. I've had a nose ring for years. I've had a nose ring since I was, I think, in my 20s. I can't remember. Probably my teens, 18, 19. Yeah, I've had a nose ring. I used to wear a stud and I went to a loop. Yes. And I also wear glasses, of course, you can see that. So, yeah. But I mean, and then with YouTube, you got to be careful because you can't say certain things. So if this video goes up, if they say it's strike, if they pull it down, I slipped. I shouldn't have said that because you have. And when you get to talking into deep things, and then I've seen people that talk about certain things and their videos go fine. I mean, it just varies. You have to be very careful what you talk about. So sometimes when you talk about things, it might help another person. It might help someone. And that's the thing. That's one good thing about social media. I've seen people been in there talking about unaliving themselves, and they came in somebody live and it really helped them. I've seen people that shared stories about YouTube saved them. If it wasn't for YouTube, they'd be locked up or they wouldn't be here. And some of the stories are pretty amazing that they share, and somebody that might help somebody. I mean, you never know. It might help someone. You sharing a story with somebody. And then you got some people get on YouTube, and I've seen some of their channels. Man, they be straight clowning. They be arguing, fussing, and fighting. Like I seen that video. What was it? I don't know if you've seen it, Chrissy, or Life of Gay. If you guys have seen it, it's a video. They might have taken it down about a couple of weeks ago when the young couple, they were fighting and they was talking about each other and giving each other whatever, and she did this and he did that, and got off of that video and just ended it like wow, was it really that deep? It was that deep. So, and then left them kids behind like that. That video still bothers me to this day. I think it started on Facebook and it ended up somebody put a video up on YouTube. And so they were on there and he was on live and she was live and she was talking about what he did. That video might still be up, and he was talking about her saying she cheated and they was going back and forth. To me, when they took it there, they should have ended that live. They should have just squashed that and took care of whatever they needed to take care of, and then just regrouped and came back another day. But instead, they was just egging each other on. You can see the tension. You can hear people, like I guess kids, somebody in the background, and he was calling her name. He kept telling her what he was going to do, and that's another thing. When somebody tell you that they're going to unalive you, you better believe, take them at their word. You think they just popping off at the mouth? Trust me, 9 times out of 10, they're not just rambling. And then he kept saying it. He kept saying, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you like that. I'm coming for you. And I guess she thinking in her head, nah, he ain't about to do nothing. Trust and believe, if I was on, first of all, I wouldn't be on live going back and forth with nobody. I'd just cut the camera off and move. I would let them continue to do what they want to do. But if that person would have told me that they was coming for me like that, you better believe, trust and believe. My guard is up on high alert. And I'm not going to give that person the time to come at me because I'm going to be 2 or 3 steps ahead of them. See, when somebody is telling you, oh, I'm coming for you, like if they're telling you that, I don't think they're playing with you. And he was very, very upset. Like there's women that be in these situations and stuff, and I was at getting the chicken one time on one of my videos that I did, and there was a dude in there, and I didn't get involved, and he was just talking crazy with her, and he said when they left, he told her when we leave, because they was arguing about something apparently before they came in to get the chicken, and he said, well, when we leave, he said, well, when I get home, he said, I'm gonna beat your whatever. And then she was looking at him, and I'm thinking to myself, if I was her, well, I don't know her situation. I wouldn't have went home with him. He telling me he gonna, I'm gonna get a beat. You think I'm going home? No, 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 no. Brooklyn Born, what's up, my buddy? You guys go over there and check out my boy. It says, yeah, I saw that. The girl on the phone with the girlfriend was egging her on to keep talking and caused it, I think. Okay, so Brooklyn, you know what I'm talking about. It's either you or Nikki. Somebody had that video up on their platform. Brooklyn Born, was that you posted that video or Nikki? Because I know I seen it on YouTube. So Brooklyn Born know what I'm talking about. It's like he said, it was a video, and they was somebody, like he said, it was egging each other on. And then when they got done, the dude went boom to him, and they went out. Hey, Brooklyn Born, I want to ask you something, because never mind. I'll get at you later. So, Brooklyn Born, who posted that video? Is that video still up that somebody can check it out? It says, no, I didn't post it, but I saw the whole video too. Do you know if that video is still, circulating, or did YouTube or Facebook, or did they remove it yet? Do you know? So, like I said, you might not want to see the video. It's very disturbing. So like I said, that was just a perfect example. I don't even know what the title of the video was. I don't know where it started from. Whether it was on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, it was on something. But it should still be up. He said it should still be up. So if you guys want to Google, I don't know even what's the right way to Google it, but it's so sad, because it says, if not YouTube, definitely Instagram. Okay, so he's saying if it's not on YouTube. See, I don't have Instagram, so I know I seen it on YouTube, and I either seen it on on someone's channel, or somebody sent the video to me. They sent it in a message to me, or somehow I seen it, but I know I seen it, because it was just mind blowing. Because I thought to myself, why in the world did they I would have just ended it myself. If you, to me, like I said, like we was just talking about, Brooklyn Born, everything is not made for social media. Like some things I want to share and some things don't. Like before you joined in, I just told them the story about how I got my scar when I got bit by a dog. And I'm an animal lover. And people thinking by me getting bit by the dog, they would never think that I like animals, but I love animals. And then Chrissy was saying she never knew that. You imagine how many people that don't know the story about how I got the scar on the side of my face? Like I told them, I had two of my dimples. This one is still a full dimple. This one is a half a dimple because the surgery from the scar. And the dog just mauled me. But I shared that. I didn't have to share that. Just like if you check out Jolia Legacy, that's one of my sisters. Check her out, her page over there. Her eye, and she shares the story about her eye. She said she wasn't born like that. She did that herself. Some people decide to share stories and some don't. She didn't have to share the story, just like I didn't have to share the story, Brooklyn Born said, wow, yeah. And so a lot of people, I know people has always wondered, and then there's people not even in the chat probably still wondering, okay, they watch my videos, they see the scar, and they're thinking, well, how did she get the scar? Well, my family know and my close friends know. But now I shared it with whoever that was in the chat this morning. Now you know, because Chrissy never knew. Because I thought I had shared it one time, but apparently I didn't. But yeah. So, and it's just like if some people get on here, they'll share their entire life story. I'll open up and share certain things and whatever deal. I never shared the full story about, my husband or my family or none of that. I think there's just some things that I just choose not to share right now, or I'm not on that type of platform that I say, hey, we just want to, share whatever. says Brooklyn born. It says I never noticed it until now. That's crazy. Yeah, if you look, when I talk, you can't. Well, the surgeons did a good job. So it kind of blends in because if you see pictures, it happened when I was a young child. If you see pictures and see the pictures, you be like, dang, they did a good job over the years, reconstructive and surgery. And it was, they fixed it up. And I guess the way it's sitting with my face as I get older, yeah. But I shared it. So, and a lot of people said they really didn't notice it until I brought it to their attention. And some people noticed it. I've even had people just outright ask me, hey, did somebody cut you there? No, nobody did not cut me there. A dog mauled me. That's what happened. And I said, by the grace of God, Brooklyn born, that I survived. Because you know how many people get attacked by a dog? Brooklyn born, did you see the video too about the sister last week? Two dogs mauled her and she died on her birthday. On her birthday, she died. That was just heart-wrenching. Pretty Butterfly Welcome says, hey, Yolanda. Hey, love. Thank you for dropping in. It says, in the life of Gay Blake. It says, yes, something or not worth talking about on YouTube. You're right about that, sweetheart. So, I mean, certain things, if God put it on my heart and I feel the need to share, I will share it. And there are certain things that I'd be like, nah, I don't think I want to share that right now, So, yeah, that's so sad. Yes, it's sad. So the reason why I asked in Brooklyn about a lot of these things, because he put stuff like that up on his page. If you guys get a chance, go over, show him some love. He got some real good content over there. He got stuff where I be like, bro, where did you find this stuff at? I be bugging up. And then he got some stuff that is very sad and just very touching that sometimes I don't even know how to comment on it because it's just heartbreaking. And then he have stuff that keep you laughing. He don't just put all stuff that have you like, wow. He will pull up stuff where he be having you cracking up. I be crying, boy. He got some good videos. I be like, boy, you play too much over there. And then he does a lot of food content, and he be telling it like it is. After late night, this is where he pulled out the freezer. He keeps it real though. He good people though, real good people. Go over there and check him out though. But as I was asking him about the video, is because him and then another Life with Nikki Lee. They keep up with a lot of that stuff more than me. I mean, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how to do that type of content or how you do it because certain ways you got to be, and then they have to edit. I don't be doing all that. I just put my videos out raw. Whatever you see, you see. I ain't edit nothing, and I ain't about to edit nothing because that's a lot of work. I might do that later on if I get better and my channel build a little bit more, but for right now, what you see is what you get. Brooklyn born, it says, oh wow, no, I didn't see that, Yolanda. Yeah, so yeah, but Brooklyn, it happened like last week. It was on YouTube. It was on a news channel. She was coming from I think the corner store. You can Google it. And she just died a few days, passed away. See, that's another thing. You gotta say words, and if you put in the wrong words, they say you get in trouble for that, or YouTube might not post it, or they'll say copyright, or you'll get in trouble. So I'll still post this video, and because I've said a couple of words that by mistake, it's too late, I said them. If y'all don't see the video, y'all will know because YouTube didn't want me to pull it up. So I had put up a video about a week or so ago, and if you guys was in on that live, I had the camera pointed around at my TV, and it wasn't dawning on me that it wasn't on a news channel. And Tony Yo-Man and I think it was Nikki, they was telling me, no, it wasn't Nikki, it was Tony Yo-Man. Oh, and my cousin had called me, and my cousin, she was telling me already before Tony Yo-Man, she said, Yolanda, she said, I seen that, because it was on an hour. She said that video you pulled up, she said you had it when you was in your truck, you had it facing your TV. She said, you're going to get copyrighted or either YouTube is going to pull it. She said, you can only show the news. And I think she said a gaming or something, she said, and it has to be YouTube approved. Well, I didn't know that. And I was like, okay, I'll see. So I posted it. YouTube let it went up. But when it came through in the middle, that's just what it said. It says copyrighted. And I just deleted it. If anytime YouTube got it, there's another video y'all might not notice. I had a short video, man. It got like 1,000 hits on there, and they said the person that was in there, because I had did a collab, and I guess they had a problem with it. I was just trying to show some love, and I had even tagged somebody in it, and I guess it was issues, and I thought, okay, so I took that video down. See, my thing is, if somebody's got a big enough problem, I don't mind taking the video down. But if because I don't want to get in trouble, because YouTube can come at you, and I heard you can get in trouble. You can't post stuff, and sometimes you do these videos and you slip up and you might say something and you don't mean to say it. There's certain words you just cannot say. But sometimes when you get to talking and you get in the conversation, you be like, "Whoops, you slipped up and say it." Or you could be live like myself, and then when you say stuff, or you might walk past some music playing. Because I remember Jolia was doing a live, I think it was last week or the week before, and somebody was playing music and she kept moving because she said she didn't want to be copyrighted. But you just never know. So yeah. So it says, in the life of Gay Blake, it says it's really sad to hear someone pass because of a dog. Yeah, sweetheart, I know you're not out here. You guys get a chance, go over there, check out in the life of Gay Blake. Yeah. She has some good content. She goes live over there. She's a great supporter. She pop in when she can. She's raising her family and trying to do what she can over there. I really like her. She's a very kind person. Yes, sweetheart, out here, unfortunately, if you watch the news out here on our channels, there's a lot of dogs. I guess they get loose or they break away. I don't know if these dogs just haven't been around people. I don't know what the deal is with the dogs, but yeah, they'll attack you. There was a group of 4 of them about a month ago attacked some young children. They just attack. Nobody sick the dogs on you. They just see you walking, and I still don't understand why dogs just want to attack you like that. That's something I don't know about that. I guess I have to watch Caesar Malone. It says, Keith friend, it says learning on the job. Hey, Yolanda and everyone on the live. Hey, Keith, I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. It says Brooklyn born. It says people let their dogs loose or get loose and attack people. Yeah, Brooklyn, but I'm trying to figure out, like, I had a dog some years ago. He's no longer with me, and I haven't gotten another one because, it's heartbreaking when you lose a dog. But my dog, believe it or not, he was a Akita mixed with Chow. He was about 100 pounds. He was humongous. He would break loose all the time. And his name was Bear. Bear wouldn't bite a flea. He was so friendly, but a lot of people was afraid of him because he was so big, but he wouldn't bite a flea. He just used to run around the neighborhood, and he didn't want to come home. He just liked to run free. But so that's what I'm confused. Not only I know for a fact that Bear wouldn't maul nobody, he wouldn't attack and try to bite nobody. How do you have a dog that's around your family every day, and then the dog get a loose and they maul somebody? I don't understand that, Brooklyn. Like, you got to make that make sense to me. It says in the life of Gay Break, it says we just have to try and stay safe. We have to try and stay safe, and we also have to stay prayed up. But it says, morning, beautiful. What we got going on here? We're just talking about random stuff. I've been on here about an hour. Probably stay a few more minutes because I got some errands to do. I was out relaxing, meditating, and I had my phone and I hooked it up and just turned it on, and we just been conversating. If you know me, you know how I run my mouth. Long as somebody listens, I'm going to keep on talking. We've been talking about from dog attacks to a video about the couple that he unalived them, to just, whatever's in the news. And then me and Brooklyn, I was asking Brooklyn born about how do you have a dog and your dog just attacks somebody? Your dog is around the family. So I'm just like, are these dogs that are trained to attack? I'm just so confused. It says, morning, beautiful. What are we? Oh, you just made pancakes. Pancakes sound good. It's been a while since I've had pancakes. I said I was going to do a pancake mukbang. Not a pancake, a breakfast mukbang. And have some pancakes, some scrambled eggs, and some turkey bacon. It's me. Her name is Mary. She does a lot of breakfast food over there, too. So what do you have with the pancakes? It says dog will protect their pack. Okay, the dogs will protect their pack, but this is the part I'm confused on. Even though I love dogs, and I haven't had a dog in a while. My mom has had a dog. I've had a dog. Everybody in my family have dogs. Even my one daughter has a dog. What I'm confused about is you saying dogs protect their pack. Okay, yes, but protecting your pack or not, nobody is messing with the dog. So Why are they just that one young lady, she was coming from the store, it was two of them. I don't think that, well, I don't know. I don't think she was bothering the dog. They just attacked and mauled her to she ended up passing because she went in the hospital and she passed on her birthday. So Chrissy H, she says, I heard that sometime a dog naturally instinct will kick. Oh yeah, you're right. I've heard that too. It says I do honey, but I do honey butter, sometimes maple syrup if I can't afford it. Yeah, maple syrup is not cheap, but that's the good stuff right there. Yep. I like my pancakes with scrambled eggs, some turkey bacon. I love turkey bacon. Queen, Queen, you know who I am? Check out Queen. Queen got a short video. And oh, my sis, my girl over there, she got these big old ripe tomatoes. She got some thick turkey bacon, and she had some lettuce, and she was making her a BLT. I'm like, girl, go ahead. I forget that name of that turkey bacon that Queen be getting over there, but Queen be having some good food over there. That's because Queen got she got a garden in her backyard. Queen eats the way I love to eat. I told Queen I'm gonna move in with her one day. Who is that? Brooklyn born. It says, dang, she passed on her birthday. That's crazy that they find out whose dog is what. You know, Brooklyn, I think it was just yesterday I seen the video. You can Google it. Just Google the young lady that got mauled by the dogs that passed on her birthday. She was in the hospital. I don't know. I haven't followed up from it, but I just know I seen the video. I don't know if it was on somebody's platform or no, it was on the news. It was a news channel. And see, if I knew how to post that stuff like you do, and like Nikki, you guys are good at that. I don't know how to, do it in my phone and take it, or I don't know, because I don't know the copyrights with that. But you could check it out. Young girl, she looked like she could have been late 20s or early 30s. And them dogs tore her up, what they said. It's just so, I was reading in the comments, I guess people that knew her and they had visited her, or maybe, I don't know, they were saying wow. Yeah, it's pretty sad. But it's a lot of people that get attacked by dogs. So many of them. It says, Chrissy, it says if they sense anything around them, even if the contact is not in front of them, they will attack what is around that is near. See, that is so crazy. Because like I said, Chrissy, my dog that I had would he was so big. Our fence was. Let me tell you, this boy, he was huge. He was like a horse. He would gallop over the fence. The fence wasn't like that tall, but he would find a way to get out. And all he would do is run the neighborhood. And he wanted to play with other dogs. He loved kids. He would knock the kids over. But like I said, he wouldn't bite a flea. Less known, just like you said, a sense to attack somebody. That is just crazy. If they sense anything, yeah. It says the child was visiting and the dogs were probably never introduced to probably. Yeah, you're right. So, but I pray for people and tell everybody, y'all be careful out here. I'm not going to stay on too long, you guys. I'm going to get ready and, well, I'm going to give it about 10 more minutes and that'll be an hour and a half. I'm going to wrap it up. But I will say this, when you guys are out and about, we think about your safety because these dogs are on alert. They are. I was at a Walmart last week and it is always a pit bull. Like, what is it about a pit bull? And it was a girl dog and my heart just went out for her. You could tell she just had puppies because you could see she was still feeding, and she was so thin, so underweight, and she was just looking for food. And at first she had a little like orange, like red nose or pink nose. You could tell she was like a full-blooded, what do they call, like Brooklyn born would know. What do you call them dogs? Red nose. I don't know. Help me out, Brooklyn born, if you still in here. Anybody know? What do you call them pit bulls with the pink nose? So anyhow, it was the full-blooded. It was gray and brown and it had spots. It was gorgeous. But I was afraid to go by her, and she was running up to me. And do you know I ran and jumped on somebody's car because I thought she was going to attack me. When she was just jumping around, she was hungry. And like you guys don't know, I always keep dog food on my truck. So I went and got some dog food, and I fed her. She was just tearing that food up, and she was just running off. And I was thinking to myself, baby, where are your puppies at? Like, who do you belong to? They was not feeding her because you could see her ribs. They were probably just breeding her, and that just angered me because to me that was just cruelty, straight cruelty. How did she even? She had this big old collar around her neck, and I guess it broke. And the collar was so thick that you could tell it's been around her neck. That's probably where she lived, on that collar. And I imagine she was probably pulling and tugging and pulling, and it snapped. By the grace of God, I hope she get a good home somewhere, or they find. I don't know. I'm curious where her puppies is at. You could tell her puppies. She was leaking. I don't know where her puppies was at, but they was not with her. It says, oh, it was a pit bull. Yes, it was a pit. It says, have a good day. You too. Thank you for stopping in. It says, yeah, pits are different. And Brooklyn said, red nose, like you said, yeah, red or pink. They nose look pinkish, reddish, or whatever, like a little cow's nose or whatnot. And so that's what it was. That's what they call them. So, and it's always a pit bull you'll see, or either a pack of stray dogs. Chrissy, it says, thank you for being kind and understanding. Yeah, it's you try to, but like I say, everybody, you guys be careful when you be out here. I see it's being on the road. You got a lot of people that drop dogs off at truck stops, parks, shippers or receivers, and they just leave the dogs. I believe in, if you have a dog and you don't want that dog or that cat or that animal, take it to a shelter. And they, would do something. A lot of people say, oh, they go euthanize it. I don't know what they do with the dogs, but I look at it as this. Instead of the dog out roaming and fending for themselves, take the dog to a shelter. The dog might luck out and get adopted by someone, and somebody might take the dog in. It says, Gay, she said pit bulls are dangerous. They say that, but I know Patti LaBelle had a pit bull, and they say she had some issues with that. You guys can Google that. Patti LaBelle and her pit bull. They were saying her dog, I don't know if it turned on her or what the deal is. I don't know what happened. This was some years ago, though. But yeah, I've never had a pit bull. I had some cousins. They had them. What was the name of that dog? We had a big old head. Called one was Hitler, and the other one was named I think what was that dog name? I forgot that dog. There was some big boys though, and they kept them separately because I don't know what happened when they got together, but I never found out. I didn't like to go over there a lot of times because I was always scared their dogs would pop or break loose. They had these dog house forums and stuff now, and it's so sad that pit bulls and I think Rottweilers, but I think pit has got a bad rep. They got a real bad reputation. That is so sad. Yeah, it really is. So, but yeah. So stay on high alert if you are out about going places. And it ain't just these dogs. There's people, because if you go over there to Brooklyn Born, you go over to his page, he put up a lot of content where people are just doing wild stuff. People are just attacking people, road rage. You could be driving down the street and person is just, there was another newscast where a gentleman was just jogging like on a Saturday, Sunday morning, and a dude rode up in a car and just kapow. Like what's wrong with people? So yeah, you got to be real careful out here with what you're doing. Stay alert, stay prayed up. We pray for each other. Like I say, I've been on here a few more minutes. It'll be an hour and a half. I'm not gonna hold everybody. Like I said, you guys, I might put out, I don't know what I'm gonna put out today. I'll see. You guys just look for something. But I do appreciate you guys stopping in. I'm gonna work right now. I'm gonna work and try to find and put out a short video. I might put out a long one. I know I'm gonna post this one, but see, remember, if y'all don't see this one, remember I said a few words that I don't know of YouTube. If I messed up the guidelines when I said a few words by accident, we'll see. If they let it go through, fine. Or if they put up there and says the copyright, I'm just gonna delete it. So if y'all don't see it, y'all to say, okay, Yolanda must have said something in there they didn't like, So, all right, Gay, I appreciate it. It says it was nice being here. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate everybody that was here. It says, Chrissy H., it says, the Humane Society in Michigan says that they don't put dogs down. They find a home or an organizations that will take care of them. And okay, that's cool to know, yeah. So like I said, you all that was here, we had Chrissy. She's always rocking with me. I appreciate you, sweetheart. We got Life with Gay. Everybody go check them out. We got Brooklyn Born. We had so many people stopping by. We had Riding Along with Dan. I mean, the list goes on. I try to scroll. Let me scroll down and see if I can catch some of the names before I shine off. So we had Pabut stopped in. Of course, we had Brooklyn Born. Go check him out. We had In the Life of Gay Blake. Go check her out. I already said right along with Dan. We had Pretty Butterfly. Go check Pretty Butterfly out. I think I said Brooklyn Born, Chrissy H. And if I forget anybody, oh yeah, we got my homeboy Antonio. I forget he's under Mother Tucker. I don't even think he have content, but if you want to subscribe to him, you want to check him out, go right ahead. We had Snarky. If you want to go check that person out, go check them out. I kept saying Sharky. We had 314 Delmar and Loop. It's a lot of people that we had in, and the list goes on and on. I'm not going to scroll all down. Let me see. We had Andel Kendrick. Well, it's just so many people we had in here. If you want, before I end it, you guys can scroll down. And if there's anybody that you want to connect with, go right ahead. Go over to their page, comment on their page, subscribe to them, check out their content, connect it with each other. Like I always say, Yolanda, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys took out this Sunday morning to come in and sit down and chit chat with me. I really enjoy it. Again, I can't thank you enough for everybody that has subscribed to me, everyone that is supporting me, that is watching my content, and that is just rocking with me, especially my day ones that's been rocking with me. Continue to rock with me, continue to support me, continue to watch my videos. I'm subscribed to a lot of people. I try to get over there and rock with you guys. Thank you so much. God bless. You guys be careful. Stay alert out there. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. If anybody didn't tell you today that you are loved, trust me. God loves you, and so do I. It's Yolanda signing out. Peace. Have a good one.